Good afternoon. My name is Sam Wender, publisher of Westchester Magazine. Welcome to the 7th Annual Healthcare Heroes Celebration. Of course, this year is like any other in our lifetime. This year's honorees were nominated back in the beginning of the year and selected by our esteemed panel of judges back in February. Like in years past, we planned a celebratory luncheon in May. When the pandemic hit, we rescheduled the event for today, August 5th, thinking for sure we'd be back to our normal live events by then. Well, here we are, and thank you so much for joining us this year virtually to celebrate this year's honorees. One thing about this year's Healthcare Heroes is for certain. They have all established themselves in their area of expertise to help others in need. Their passion and tireless efforts to help those less fortunate is what stood out in our judges' decision to select them pre-COVID-19. And how they responded during the challenge of the pandemic just underscores why they are so deserving. This year's honorees not only include doctors and dentists, but also a police officer, a lawyer, a psychologist, 2 business professionals, a CFO, all with the common goal of helping those in need. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our County Executive, George Latimer, to say a few words.
Hi, I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive, and I want to congratulate Westchester Magazine's Healthcare Heroes for 2020. It's really an exceptional group of people who have done an exceptional job at a very difficult time. No one planned on there being a pandemic and all of the potential problems that have come out of the COVID-19 spread. Under normal circumstances, the people that work in our hospitals provide home health care. Those who are nurses, those who are doctors, and other kinds of medical professionals are always in the face of some type of danger. But with a highly communicable disease like COVID-19, the people who we're honoring as heroes have really stepped up to the plate, and they've worked double shifts, in some cases triple shifts, 7 days a week to try to provide the health care that we need. The fact that here in Westchester County we were able to flatten the curve, we were able to help everybody that we could help without overtaxing our medical system. You've seen all across the globe where there are not enough hospital beds and not enough PPEs, and here in Westchester County we managed to avoid that. We also had a number of people that stepped forward to volunteer in a host of different areas. So we are in fact very fortunate to have these healthcare heroes that were on our side throughout the spring. They're still with us no matter what happens in the future, and we'll be ready for it. And Westchester Magazine once again goes out of its way to recognize these people. Congratulations. Have a wonderful virtual celebration, and we hope we'll all be in the same room to congratulate you yet again in the future.
Thank you very much, George. Now please welcome a woman who needs very little introduction, a past healthcare hero herself, a current Healthcare Heroes judge, and the Westchester County Commissioner of Health, Dr. Charlita Amler.
This is Dr. Charlita Amler. I am the Commissioner of Health for Westchester County, and I want to start by sending congratulations and best wishes to the Westchester Magazine Healthcare Heroes for 2020. This has been a very tough year for public health and for healthcare in general in our country and in the world as we face COVID-19 and the crisis that this has brought. Luckily in Westchester, we have some outstanding healthcare providers who have been at the fore of this infection, protecting our residents and putting themselves often at risk, working very long hours with limited supplies to ensure that we get the best possible health care. And everyone should feel very confident in the care that is being provided in our county. I think until the day that we have a vaccine or a cure, we have to be grateful that we have these healthcare heroes in our midst providing health care to us. And for this and for all that they do every day, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Amler, for all you are doing to keep our county healthy and safe during these unprecedented times. At Westchester Magazine, we're particularly proud of a program we created to help support our frontline workers treating COVID-19 patients and our local restaurants that had to resort to takeout meals only to try to survive. We reached out to the community for donations, and in a few short weeks, we raised over $25,000 to purchase meals from the participating restaurants, which served close to 2,000 meals. This is one example of our community pitching in to helping others in need. Congratulations to all of this year's honorees. I would now like to thank our sponsors for their support and effort on our behalf. Our first sponsor is Atria Senior Living, and here's a brief message from Atria.
Right now, it's harder for us to be together. It takes extra time, extra care, and extra effort. It means washing up, masking up, donning and doffing, sanitizing, testing, screening, tracking, late nights, new ideas, protocols, logistics, technology, mobilizing, packing, shipping, analyzing, planning, and adapting. While it's definitely more difficult now, we're doing what it takes. Because at Atria, we believe connecting, engaging, learning, laughing, just being together is absolutely, without question, 100% worth it.
And here's a message from our next sponsor, White Plains Hospital. And here's a brief message from our next sponsor, Spear Physical Therapy.
Hello everyone, my name is Kyle Stupai. I am the Clinical Director and Physical Therapist here at Spear Physical Therapy in Pleasantville. Just want to take a few minutes to send a heartfelt congratulations to all the honorees today. Thank you for your service, passion, and dedication to our Westchester community. Having previously won the Practice of the Year from the American Physical Therapy Association, we know how much of an honor it is to be recognized by our peers in the communities in which we served. Nowhere is this more true than here in Westchester County, and that's why after 20 years of serving the city, being in New York City, we decided to enter this great community and make it our second home. So congratulations, thank you for a few minutes of your time, and we wish you all the best.
We'd also like to thank Burke Rehabilitation Center and Westchester Talk Radio. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our senior editor, Nick Brandy, who headed up this year's program.
Thank you, Sam. I'm both delighted and honored to once again be the host of Westchester Magazine's Healthcare Hero Awards. We come together today at an unprecedented time in modern history. While it has certainly been a time of overwhelming fear and uncertainty, it has equally been a time of introspection and action, for none more so than those in the healthcare industry. It is for this reason chiefly that I will forego the typical platitudes or any callow attempt on my part to wax philosophical, except to say this. I think it is right and fitting to celebrate uplifting things when times are good, but when the opposite is true, I think celebrating the good things is vital. And that is why I am especially grateful to be with you all here today, even if only virtually. The Healthcare Hero nomination process typically begins in October, when submissions start coming in from all over the county. Most of them are from colleagues, former patients and their families, supervisors, employees, spouses, and their loved ones. What they all have in common is that they are heartfelt. The competition is by no means limited to medical professionals, but instead includes administrators, first responders, corporate executives, nonprofit leaders, and basically any individual who has had a palpable, positive impact on the quality of health and wellness in Westchester County. Once a nomination period ends, usually in January, all submissions are reviewed for merit and substance, after which our panel of judges receives the 40 or 50 most competitive nominations, redacted to conceal the nominees' identities and the institutions with which they are affiliated. Each judge then submits his or her 10 top-tier nominees along with a handful of alternates. Points are awarded for each status, and those with the highest point totals become that year's winners. I think it's important to note here that our Healthcare Hero winners for 2020 were determined prior to the outbreak of COVID-19. So neither the pandemic nor any individual's role in the midst of it was taken into consideration when determining this year's roster of honorees. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our esteemed panel of judges, some of whom have been with us since the debut of Healthcare Heroes. Dr. Robert Amler, Vice President for Government Affairs, as well as Dean of the School of Health Sciences and Practice and Institute of Public Health at New York Medical College. Dr. Shirlita Emler, Westchester County Commissioner of Health. Mary Godomsky, Executive Director, Montefiore Home Care. Dr. Catherine McGovern, OBGYN, Westmed Medical Group, and White Plains Hospital. Dr. Kathy Riley Fallon, Foot and Ankle Surgeon, Midtown Manhattan Health Center. And Mary Spengler, Chief Executive Officer, Hospice of Westchester. Before we begin, I would like to congratulate this year's group of exceptional and diverse honorees, each of whom will be receiving an award box in the mail. For everybody watching, please feel free and invited to use the chat feature to extend your congratulations to the winners yourselves. And now let's proceed to the reason we're all here today. Our first Healthcare Hero winner for 2020 is actually two winners rolled into one. Gina Capelli and Maria Trusa are kind of like the dynamic duo of healthcare executives in Westchester County. As a respective founder-president and partner CEO of Four-May Medical Center and Urgent Care, Capelli and Trusa have helped so many of Westchester's uninsured, underinsured, and underserved populations achieve quality, affordable health care. Thanks to their talent and dedication, there are literally thousands of families in Westchester that can go to sleep a little bit easier at night, knowing that not only are their families and loved ones protected, but they don't face the gripping fear of financial ruin due to healthcare costs. And now to present our first Healthcare Hero Award to Gina Capelli and Maria Trusa is Natalie Gravagna of Natalie Interiors Architecture Design Firm.
Hello everyone, my name is Natalie Gravagna and I am the Creative Director and CEO of Deck It Up, an interior design firm located right here in Manhattan, New York. I am thrilled to introduce this award to two of the most amazing women I know. I met Maria Trusa and Gina Capelli 3 years ago when I was heavily involved in a nonprofit organization providing medical relief to the island of Puerto Rico. In looking for collaboration, I kept hearing about these two amazing women doing incredible work with our Hispanic community. I had to meet them. When I met them, their doors were wide open to helping us with our cause in any way they could. And I immediately knew that I wanted to join them in their mission in any capacity. I eventually did. I joined their mission as the Business Development Director of Four-May Medical Center, where I got to see the behind-the-scene works, the blood, sweat, and tears that these two women put in order to provide dignified health care to our community. I helped them in spreading the word about the medical membership that makes it affordable for the uninsured and undocumented community to get the health care they need. Myself, as an independent contractor who could not afford the high premiums of insurance, was able to use the membership, and it is indeed dignified health care for all. It is my absolute pleasure to present this Westchester Magazine Healthcare Heroes Awards to Gina Capelli and Maria Trusa of Four-May Medical Center. I cannot think of two women that deserve this more.
Our next Healthcare Hero honoree is Christopher Grecca. As a veteran New Rochelle police detective, Chris has demonstrated bravery and self-sacrifice on numerous occasions. But to many, his most outstanding heroism is on behalf of autistic children. Chris is the founder of the New Rochelle Police Autism Patch Challenge, which has since been adopted by hundreds of agencies around the United States and is devoted to helping autistic children. Chris and his wife also founded Christopher's Voice, which trains first responders on how to identify autistic behavior and engage that behavior professionally and productively. To present the 2020 Healthcare Hero Award to Christopher Grecca is Richard Grecca.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Grecca, and I have the privilege, pride, and love of introducing my brother, Christopher Grecca. Chris, Tracy, Gabby, and Christopher, thank you for giving Uncle Rick this honor. Police Officer, Detective, Officer of the Year, Investigator of the Year, President of the New Rochelle PBA, Certified Real Estate Appraiser and Broker, Entrepreneur, Boater, Member of the Westchester County Autism Advisory Board, Founder of a beautiful charity called Christopher's Voice, Recipient of countless awards and recognitions for his work, son, husband, and father. To be, or to achieve any of these would be a lifetime fulfilled, but for my extraordinary brother Christopher, each is but a part of his whole. If there is one word that describes Chris, it is the word heart. And his heart is big, the biggest and gentlest heart I know. From his work on behalf of police officers of New Rochelle, to the annual coat drives, soup kitchens, toy drives that the New Rochelle PBA runs under his leadership, to his work on behalf of autistic young people and older people with dementia who wander, Chris gives of himself and then gives and gives and gives even more. Part of that giving comes from his faith in God and the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. Part of that giving comes from the lessons our mother and father taught us to give back to the country and communities that have been so good to us. With our father also in law enforcement, and our brother Michael, a fireman, and even myself, who previously worked in public service and am now a teacher. But part of Chris's giving comes from an interior, quiet hurt that he humbly and courageously endures and rarely lets anyone see. A hurt that began when his firstborn child, Christopher, was diagnosed with severe autism. Christopher, also my godchild, is now 13 years old. He has frequent seizures and has never spoken a word, and may never speak a word, even to say, "Daddy, I love you." But we all see Christopher's love for his dad, in his eyes, in his grasping his hand to hold. And now, with the pandemic, Chris and Christopher can only see one another through a fence or a glass at his home, at Elizabeth Ann Seton Children's Center in Yonkers. It would be presumptuous of me to try to understand all that Chris experiences, but whatever the hurt, whatever the pain, he made a choice to transform that pain into joy and into a motivation to help others. Chris and his wife Tracy founded Christopher's Voice, a not-for-profit charity that helps other families with resources to help them with their autistic children by giving grants to deal with healthcare expenses, general household expenses that families with autistic children must incur that other families don't worry about, such as padding for walls and floors, free GPS systems for autistic children who wander, free autism training for first responders. In 2019 alone, 120 first responders were trained. In his professional work, Chris brought that cutting-edge GPS technology to the New Rochelle Police Department to help locate wandering autistic children. Project Lifesaver, as the national program is known, has now been expanded to wandering elderly people with dementia and other disabilities. And through the New Rochelle Police Department, at least 3 lives have potentially been saved because of Project Lifesaver. And if this wasn't enough, Chris and Tracy designed the Autism Speaks police patch that you can find in towns and cities not only throughout the United States, but also throughout the world. Those beautiful puzzle pieces integrated into police shields showing the intimate connection between those most vulnerable who need our protection and those brave men and women who provide that protection. Chris, congratulations on this award from Westchester Magazine. We are all proud of you. Thank you for all that you give to us, that you give to your family, that you give to your community, that you give to your country, and that you give to God. We love you.
Our next healthcare hero honoree is Dr. Andrew Greenberg. Dr. Andrew Greenberg was inspired to help others by his immigrant physician grandfather and role model, Dr. Samuel Gettegno. Since that time long ago, Andrew has specialized in kind and compassionate care for all his dental patients. But his calling goes beyond even that. On at least 4 separate occasions, Andrew is part of a team of humanitarian dentists and hygienists who flew down to Jamaica to render care to over 1,000 citizens who otherwise would probably never receive quality dental care in their entire lifetimes. To present the 2020 Healthcare Hero Award to Dr. Andrew Greenberg is Dr. Samuel Greenberg.
Hi there, my name is Sam Greenberg, and I just wanted to talk about my hero, my dad, Dr. Andrew Greenberg, who got me into being a dentist myself. My dad, Dr. Andrew Greenberg, is an oral surgeon in Westchester, and he's always been probably the most relaxing oral surgeon to go to I've ever seen in my life. Everyone who goes to him always has positive things to say, never any negative. He has the best bedside manner. Everybody always feels comfortable. Everybody leaves feeling good, even though they come in with the worst of the worst cases. My dad has just always been the best at what he does, and that's why I nominated him. And again, I'm Dr. Greenberg, and my dad, my hero, Dr. Andrew Greenberg. Thank you for everything. Bye.
Adam Hammerman is definitely one of the more remarkable people I've run across during my time at Westchester Magazine. Not only did Adam use his financial acumen to achieve a sustainable budget surplus at New York Medical College, where he is the CFO, he was also at Ground Zero on September 11th, triaging patients before the first tower ever fell. Those two achievements alone would be enough to constitute an exceptional life. But where do you suppose Adam was on the afternoon of January 15th, 2009, when a U.S. Airways Airbus A320 crash-landed after bird strikes on the Hudson River? According to his nominator, Adam's ambulance was among the first to arrive on the scene that day. I don't really know how he does it, but it just seems, no matter how high the stakes or how great the personal risk, Adam Hammerman is wherever people need him the most. To present the Healthcare Hero Award to Adam Hammerman is Daniel Hammerman.
It has been my pleasure to have nominated Adam Hammond as one of Westchester's healthcare heroes. Adam, our son, has not only achieved success professionally as Chief Financial Officer and Vice President of Finance at New York Medical College, but has followed in a family tradition of volunteerism as a critical care emergency medical technician and member of the Hotzella Volunteer Ambulance Corps. Adam's brother Noah and I both have been active volunteer Hotzella EMTs. I ran the Riverdale branch for many of the 21 years as a volunteer EMT, and the three of us often ran out in the middle of the night, together as a team, to respond to a medical emergency call. Adam's mother, Charlotte, also certified as an EMT, in order to gain the knowledge that might be and was useful as a New York City school teacher. Adam has been exemplary in his dedication to being there whenever the need arose. He has run out of meetings, leaving his busy office to respond to the scene at the World Trade Center, the airplane that landed in the Hudson River, and has even delivered a baby in the back seat of a taxi at the exit from the Ed Koch 59th Street Bridge. Congratulations to all of the honorees of Westchester Magazine's Healthcare Heroes. During these very troubling times, all first responders and healthcare professionals deserve this honor as well. I thank you very much.
Our next honoree is Dr. Farouk Jaffrey. You know, I can't think of a better time to have someone like Dr. Jaffrey on our team. As Assistant Director of Education and Simulation at White Plains Hospital, it is Dr. Jaffrey's job to prepare the staff for the unthinkable, while empowering ordinary citizens to save lives as well. In addition to being the co-medical director at the Armonk Urgent Care Center, he is at the forefront of pediatric emergency simulation, working in partnership with peers at institutions like New York Presbyterian Weill Cornell and Montefiore Medical Center. Farouk spearheaded a campaign that spanned 8 hospitals and is a lead educator of the Stop the Bleed campaign. To present the Healthcare Hero honor to Dr. Farouk Jaffrey are members of the Emergency Department of White Plains Hospital.
On behalf of the entire emergency department at White Plains Hospital, I'd like to congratulate Dr. Farouk Jaffrey on this incredible recognition.
Dr. Jaffrey is truly a hero in our community.
Through his work with Stop the Bleed, he has made our school districts safer and more prepared to handle an emergency situation.
On top of that, he is always looking for opportunities to mentor local students and inspire them to go into medicine.
He has helped them win awards, gain confidence, and use their creativity and drive to go on to do amazing things.
We are all very proud of the work he has done inside and outside of the hospital and are thrilled to be part of this celebration.
Hi, Dr. Jaffrey. I want to take some time out of our busy day in the emergency department to say congratulations to you on your Hero Award. It could not happen to a more deserving physician. In the past years, you have demonstrated your passion for emergency medicine and dedication to increasing the knowledge of staff and the care that impacts patients along our path. You have shared your knowledge with not only the emergency department staff, but throughout the hospital and in the community. As a nurse leader, you have guided me in critical post-debrief events and in the use of information to improve the care delivery of our patients and our team dynamics. We are proud and grateful to have you on board of our White Plains Hospital family. Again, congratulations. Well deserved.
Our next honoree is Larry Levine of Blythedale Children's Hospital. Larry Levine's passion for healthcare was kindled more than 40 years ago when he was an intern for Senator Ted Kennedy. Despite his well-known humility, Larry is actually a lion when it comes to advocating for state-of-the-art healthcare for medically complex children, which is why he is the ideal president and CEO of Blythedale. Under his leadership, Blythedale added an inpatient hospital, a speech and hearing center, a day hospital, and a long-term care pavilion. Most recently, he incorporated an assistive technology program that is designed to help liberate children for whom communication is problematic. And now to present Larry's Healthcare Hero Award is Justin Barbeau, content manager and writer at Blythedale Children's Hospital.
Hi everyone, my name is Justin Barbeau, content manager and writer at Blythedale Children's Hospital. I'm coming to you from my home office where I've been working for the past few months during the COVID-19 crisis, just like I'm sure many of you have. It's a privilege to be participating in this special virtual awards luncheon for Westchester Magazine's 2020 Healthcare Heroes. I'm here to talk to you about longtime president and CEO of Blythedale Children's Hospital, Larry Levine. Not an easy thing to do, right? Talking about your CEO? No pressure at all. But he's not your ordinary president and CEO. He's an extraordinary one. Step inside his office and you'll see a framed Kennedy photo. Not JFK, but instead the late Senator Ted Kennedy, the person responsible for fueling Mr. Levine's passion for healthcare while working as an intern. And for the last 4 decades, Mr. Levine has dedicated his life to pediatric healthcare and helping to dramatically improve the lives of thousands of medically complex kids. Mr. Levine has championed numerous path-breaking programs while at Blythedale, like a transformational building project that added a new state-of-the-art 86-bed inpatient hospital, a dedicated speech and hearing center, a new day hospital, and a 24-bed long-term care pavilion. Mr. Levine constantly has his sights set on improving the way care is delivered to infants and children with complicated medical needs. His commitment to kids reaches beyond Blythedale's walls through his vision for expanding access to assistive technology for children who are often trapped in their own bodies without a way to communicate. Mr. Levine is also a tireless advocate who frequently travels to the state and nation's capitals to work with lawmakers on legislation and public policy to improve access to care for an underserved population of kids. When Mr. Levine first received the news about being named a healthcare hero, his immediate response was, "I'm not a hero. The staff at Blythedale are the true heroes." Now more than ever, we all need a hero who can stand up and do what is right, no matter how tough. Congratulations to Larry Levine and to the other esteemed honorees for shining a light on all the good there is out there.
Our next honoree is Dr. Kenneth Maggot. Dr. Maggot has a long-standing reputation as a leader and innovator in his field. He has been cited by the American College of Dentistry for his ethical conduct, personal integrity, unselfishness, and high professional ideals. For 18 years, Ken has taught honors aesthetics at the NYU College of Dentistry, while helping to innovate advanced products being used in modern dentistry today. Not long ago, he participated in a charitable surgical mission to the Dominican Republic, where he and his team provided more than $4 million of free dental care. To present the Healthcare Hero Award to Dr. Kenneth Maggot is Sabrina Maggot-Katz, partner at Advanced Dentistry of Westchester.
It is my great honor and privilege to present this award to Dr. Kenneth Maggot. Dr. Maggot is a true leader and innovator in the practice of dentistry, and it's not just my bias as his partner and daughter. He has recently been inducted as a Fellow of the American College of Dentists, which is awarded to only 2% of dentists in the USA for their personal integrity, education, unselfishness, and high professional ideals. Their members exemplify excellence through outstanding leadership and contributions to dentistry and society, and he embodies all of these qualities. Almost 50 years ago, Dr. Maggot created a private practice in Harrison, now known as Advanced Dentistry of Westchester, which offers patients of all ages the latest in dental care available in less than 1% of dental offices nationwide. In this global pandemic of COVID-19, he is once again shown to be committed to patients and staff and at the forefront of innovation, carefully evaluating and obtaining the most sophisticated technology to make sure that our patients and our team stays safe. He has gone way beyond anything mandated by the CDC and ADA, installing air handlers that create surgical quality air and powerful external suctions that remove the aerosols created by dental treatment. He has even employed the use of hypochlorous acid, fogging every room and even himself between patients and at the end of the day. The fact that he has families of patients that span 4 generations is a real testament to him and what a special practice he has created. These patients have never known dental fear because they have seen him as children and continue to bring their children. Other patients who have moved far away continue to come back for dental visits. I am truly proud to call him my partner. Over 10 years ago, he welcomed me as his partner at Advanced Dentistry of Westchester. Since that time, I have witnessed what it is like to be a truly caring professional. As a result of the way he makes each patient and each staff member feel like family, and the endless innovation and incorporation of new technology, his favorite toys, many have described the office as Cheers meets the Jetsons. But few comprehend the extent of Dr. Maggot's contributions to the entire field of dentistry, from developing the fiber optics in dental handpieces to creating one of the first dental bleaching lights as well as one of the first dental curing lights, to bringing digital x-rays to the United States, to developing lasers with scientists from around the globe, and so much more. His energy and drive to create and adapt and innovate is astounding. He is constantly looking for ways to be better than the day before. Dr. Maggot's depth of knowledge and thirst for more is inspiring. He is an amazing mentor to those lucky enough to learn from him, and those smart enough to bring their A game, and I am thankful to be one of them. Dr. Maggot is a Director of Laser Dentistry and Associate Director of Honors Aesthetics at NYU College of Dentistry. He has taught for over 18 years, educating the leaders in dental cosmetics without financial compensation, and was recently awarded their Distinguished Teacher Award. Dr. Maggot has lectured and authored articles and textbook chapters on dental cosmetics and high technology, advancing care of patients internationally. He participated in a charitable surgical mission in the Dominican Republic, where the group provided over $4 million in free surgical dental care. For these efforts, he has been recognized and granted fellowship in the International College of Dentists for outstanding professional achievement, meritorious service, and dedication to the continued progress of dentistry for the benefit of humankind. Dr. Kenneth Maggot is an example of the energy, excitement, thoughtfulness, caring, and innovation that all medical professionals should strive for. I, for one, strive for it every day. Thank you, Dad, for being our healthcare hero.
You know, Healthcare Heroes is my favorite event of the year, and it's the thing of which I am most proud to be part of. So naturally, I was a little bit dejected when I realized that today's proceedings would be virtual instead of live in front of you at Molino's, because of how much I enjoy seeing you all again and interacting with you every year. But then I realized what the main point of this event is. It's meant to shine a well-deserved spotlight on the people who form the foundation of the community we cherish so much, and how it doesn't really matter whether it's a virtual event or whether it's a live event. What really matters is that we celebrate these people who are at the cornerstone of what it means to be a Westchesterite. A great example of this is our next honoree, Dr. Carlene Marcelle. The eyes are certainly the window on the soul for Dr. Marcelle, who has deftly deployed her considerable skill to the benefit of humankind. Not only has she participated in numerous medical missions to Haiti, where she performed pro bono surgery, as well as providing glaucoma and cataract care, she also teaches the latest surgical techniques to Haitian ophthalmologists so that they too can provide the best surgical care. and assistant professor at New York Eye and Ear Infirmary at Mount Sinai, Dr. Marcelle lectures seniors and their families about diseases of the eye and current therapies. To present the Healthcare Hero Award to Dr. Carlene Marcelle is Cherise Jervis-Hill, president and founder of Events to Remember.
Good afternoon, my name is Cherise Jervis-Hill and I am the president of Events to Remember. I am so excited to be here with you this afternoon virtually to tell you a little bit about Dr. Carlene Marcelle. It was a really easy choice for me with thinking about who deserves this healthcare hero, and she definitely is one of them, and I'm so excited for her and happy to tell you a little bit about Carlene. So Carlene has over a decade of experience in eye health care. She has her own practice in Cortland Manor, New York, Hudson Ophthalmology. Beautiful, beautiful office, and it has that welcoming feel as soon as you walk through the door. One of the things that I love about Carlene and her practice is that the culture. It's one of those where you go in and she really spends time educating her patients. I've seen her in action. I mean, she comes out to the lobby area and she's so welcoming to all of her patients and really makes it a point to spend time with them and talk about their eye health, and she produces workshops to help seniors to learn about the importance of taking care of their eyes and just really how to keep them healthy. She likes to educate not only her patients but their family members and keep everyone informed. I love that about her. I just love the culture of that caring, community caring aspect of her practice. She loves hosting workshops for seniors, complimentary workshops, of course, just sharing that love and that knowledge. And I think that's empowering. I think she really does a great job of just empowering them to know about their eye health, and educating her patients is a really important piece of the person that she is. I mean, I think about, she talks about how she's actually volunteered in Haiti to kind of talk to residents about eye health, and she's done surgeries over in Haiti, and I love that about her, that it's she really wants to share the knowledge that she has, and caring about the patient and making sure that they're well taken care of. I mean, her background is incredible, and I'm sure I won't go into all of those details because I'm sure that we'll have her bio up on the website, but she definitely is very deserving of this award. So I'd like to thank Westchester Magazine for selecting her. Well choice. And Carlene, I'm so very proud of you. Please continue all the wonderful work that you're doing, especially helping the seniors and empowering them in their mission for eye health. So congratulations, and thank you for all that you do.
Our next recipient is Dr. Maria Peachey. In her 36 years as Chief Medical Officer at Elizabeth Seton Children's Rehabilitation Center, Dr. Maria Peachey has literally helped tens of thousands of children with complex medical conditions and their families enjoy lives that might have otherwise been unattainable. Under her stewardship, medical professionals and therapists have administered more than 55,000 clinical services to children last year alone. But despite her administrative and clinical excellence, it seems possible that Dr. Peachey's enduring legacy will be as a champion of empowerment and purveyor of hope, even in the most unlikely circumstances. To present the award to Dr. Peachey is Pat Tercey, CEO of Elizabeth Seton Children's.
Today I am thrilled to be honoring Dr. Maria Peachey as Westchester Magazine's 2020 Healthcare Hero of the Year. I also want to give special acknowledgement to two of our friends, Larry Levine and Christopher Grecca. You are also so well deserving of this honor. When I think about Dr. Maria Peachey, so many things come to mind, but really important is her drive and her passion for the work she does for children with medical complexity. There truly is nobody like her. She starts early, ends late, always finds the time to be with a child and help a parent. She really helps to give hope to parents, and she makes children realize their dreams. So there isn't any task that Dr. Peachey isn't able to accomplish when she sets her mind to it for the children. And this is what makes her the giant that she is. And for those of you who know Dr. Peachey, she's sort of small in stature, but that has nothing to do with her impact. She's transformed over 10,000 lives of children with medical complex conditions, and many of them have gone on to be clinicians and work in the healthcare field. It's her being their inspiration. When I think about that, Dr. Peachey probably has mentored as many people through official affiliations in teaching as she has actually with caring for patients. She truly is a one-of-a-kind, and there is no replacement. I love Dr. Peachey, and we wish you all the best and success always, and are so proud of you, and it's such a privilege that I've spent 20 years working with you. Thank you. We have a special guest today that wants to give congratulations to Dr. Peachey, one of her patients and graduates, Stephanie Gabot.
Congratulations, Dr. Peachey, on your Healthcare Hero Award. I love you.
Our next healthcare hero honoree is Leisha Sandberg. Attorney Leisha Sandberg should be thought of as a true hero by anyone who believes in championing the victimized. As the founder and senior director of SAVE, the Sexual Assault, Abuse, and Victims Empowerment Program, Leisha provides a lifeline for the victims of sexual assault, domestic and intimate partner violence, trafficking, and stalking. Under the aegis of Westchester Medical Center, SAVE offers such vital services as safety planning, referrals for medical and mental health care, legal advocacy, and placement in shelters, with counselors and interventionists available 24 hours a day to help those in need. On behalf of Westchester Medical Center, here's a few words about Leisha.
It is our pleasure to introduce one of tonight's most deserving honorees, Leisha Sandberg, Director of the Sexual Assault, Abuse, and Victims Empowerment Program at the Westchester Medical Center, also known as SAVE. Hello, I'm Roseanne Collins-Judon. I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Yonkers Public Schools.
And I'm Dr. Don Salamini, the principal of Riverside High School.
For more than a decade, Leisha has advocated for victims of sexual assault, domestic violence, intimate partner violence, stalking, and trafficking in Westchester County. She is passionately committed to providing services to victims and eradicating sexual violence through education and prevention efforts, which is why she joined Westchester Medical Center in 2018 to establish and lead the SAVE program. The program's advocates are available to accompany victims to forensic rape exams, medical appointments, to guide survivors through the criminal justice system, and a host of other vital services. Leisha and WMC added a focused research-based program to the Yonkers Public Schools. There is a dire need across our nation for practical instruction and information on the topics of sexual assault and navigating intimate relationships. We set a goal 2 years ago to begin to educate Yonkers Public School students on these topics in safe spaces and to provide guideposts to enable emerging adults to manage these complex subjects in a healthy and informed manner. Leisha is committed to providing meaningful, lifelong foundations for promoting healthy lifestyles and wellness.
We both know Leisha through the wonderful work she has done with the students in the Yonkers Public Schools over the past 2 years. Leisha introduced the SAVE program and provided district professional development to over 75 of our physical education and health teachers. Leisha outlined the SAVE program, Sexual Assault, Abuse, and Victim Empowerment Program, and its 5 components. As a result, Leisha has worked closely with 3 of our high schools, Riverside, Gordon, and Roosevelt. Leisha and her team facilitated workshops with our high school students through our health program and the medical magnet ethics classes at Gordon High School. Additionally, the SAVE program is an invaluable part of our college, career, and civic readiness program as preparedness for living independently on a college campus and all the potential dangers associated with that transition. Specifically, Lisha provided case studies and much-needed education to help prevent sexual assault and end the cycle of violence that our most vulnerable neighbors experience. Her work has positively influenced students in the Yonkers schools. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 closure interrupted the expansion to our other high schools, but we look forward to continuing the program into the future. Currently, we're also collaborating with Lisha and WMC on a potential grant related to human trafficking. We are honored to partner with WMC and humbled by Lisha every time she artfully engages a group of 30 teenagers. She truly is an advocate for the rights of victims and for those who have lost their voice. We would like to congratulate Lisha and Westchester Medical Center for the great service it provides to the Yonkers Public School students and so many others via the SAVE program. Thank you, Lisha. You truly are deserving of the Healthcare Heroes Award. God bless you.
Our next healthcare hero is Dr. Heidi Spitz. It was during her childhood in Jerusalem that Heidi first encountered the devastating effects of war and trauma. Her personal triumph is that she was able to transform that baleful beginning into a mission that has helped thousands of Westchester residents, as evidenced by the many who stepped up to nominate her this year, smashing the all-time record for individual nominations for any healthcare hero. With Burke Rehabilitation Hospital since 2013, Heidi is the founder of Brainiacs, a community of patients, caregivers, and family members who have been impacted by traumatic brain injury, providing essential resources for those who have found themselves in an altered world they never asked for. Here to present the award to Dr. Heidi Spitz is TBI, lupus, and stroke survivor Yvonne Sterling.
Hello and good day, everyone. Congratulations to all the 2020 healthcare heroes who are being honored today. I would like to thank you for this honor to be a part of your tradition by presenting this award to the honoree I nominated, my outpatient neuropsychologist, Dr. Heidi Spitz. My name is Yvonne Sterling, and as an 8-year traumatic brain injury lupus stroke survivor, at the worst time of my life, I had no idea I'd meet the extraordinary doctor who would totally change my life. The magnitude of the damage this injury had caused is very similar to what Hurricane Sandy did to New York years ago, where the city was totally shut down. That's exactly what my body was going through mentally and physically, and it left me disabled. After learning my story, she knew my life would never be the same. It is because of her 30-plus years experience and expertise, she knew exactly how to help me face my new reality, as well as the Brainiacs, a community of others just like me she founded a few years ago. She assured us that this traumatic brain injury wasn't going to leave us feeling crazy in our new reality. With her caring approach and empathy, she helped us see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're not in this pit alone. During our weekly group sessions, it's that glimmer of hope she gives us to never give up, to keep pushing forward, keep fighting. She not only did this for me, but also for countless families she meets from all over the world. I have the privilege of watching her change and save lives, and I'm so grateful to God to be one of her success stories. So it's without further ado, it is my distinct honor and pleasure, and I'm so proud to present the 2020 Healthcare Hero Award to my outpatient neuropsychologist, Dr. Heidi Spitz, aka the Mental Mechanic. Thank you.
Our last honoree of the day is Dr. Jessica Zwirling. Like so many comic book heroes, and some of today's honorees, by the way, Dr. Jessica Zwirling's heroism was kindled by personal hardship. It was after witnessing a loved one succumb to the indignity of dementia that she decided to devote her life to conducting cutting-edge research and identifying risk factors for cognitive decline. As the director of the Montefiore Hudson Valley Center of Excellence for Alzheimer's Disease and the director of the Memory Disorders Center at Blondell, Jessica leads an interdisciplinary team of clinical experts who use innovative approaches and techniques that have improved care for thousands of individuals in just the past couple of years, focusing on underserved and minority populations. To present this afternoon's final award is Dave Sobel, Executive Director of the Hudson Valley Chapter of the Alzheimer's Association.
Hello, my name is David Sobel, and I am the Executive Director of Alzheimer's Association Hudson Valley Chapter. Today it is my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Jessica Zwirling. I started Alzheimer's Association at about the same time that Montefiore Health System was designated by the State Department of Health as a center of excellence for Alzheimer's disease, under the direction of Dr. Zwirling, and my team and I have worked closely with her ever since. As the article in Westchester Magazine describes, Dr. Zwirling decided on her career as a young woman after observing her grandmother and her family caregivers struggle with the challenges of Alzheimer's disease. Their challenges, which are familiar to the many people who are affiliated with Alzheimer's or related dementias themselves, or who care for someone who is, drove her to dedicate her career to improving care for those who suffer from cognitive decline and their caregivers. The article in Westchester Magazine also describes her approach to the programs she heads at Montefiore and the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, and I want to focus on two words that define her practice: dyad and team. The first is dyad. She views her responsibility not only to the individual who has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, but to that individual's caregiver as well, and this pair remains central to the care she supervises. We at Alzheimer's Association are strong believers in this approach because we provide many of the support services that Alzheimer's patients and their families so desperately need after they receive their diagnosis. And that directly relates to the second term, team. As Westchester Magazine notes, it's not only Dr. Zwirling and her fellow neurologists who are involved in a patient's care. They partner with geriatricians, geriatric psychiatrists, rehabilitation medical specialists, neuropsychologists, social workers, and, very important from my perspective, community-based organizations. She calls it culturally competent, collaborative care of the cognitively impaired older adult, the 5 C's. The result is an exceptionally detailed plan of care that provides not only for immediate needs, but functions as a roadmap that can be followed by primary care providers throughout the progression of the disease. We at the Alzheimer's Association are pleased and honored to be part of that team. Jessica's work does not end in the examining room, however. As a professor at Montefiore's Albert Einstein College of Medicine, she leads training in geriatric neurology and has obtained foundation funding for bicultural cognitive neuropsychology fellowship and has directed technology-assisted educational programs. Her model of care has been presented at National Academy meetings. She has provided targeted educational presentations for community groups and caregivers in Spanish and English. Among her current work is depression treatment program for cognitively impaired individuals in both the home, working with Montefiore Home Care, and the office. During the critical period of the current coronavirus pandemic this spring, she and her team spent countless hours on the phone and telehealth platforms, connecting with their patients and their caregivers, the needs often going beyond the primary scope of their practice. For that and her daily work to improve the care of her patients, lessen the burden for their caregivers, Dr. Jessica Zwirling is most certainly a healthcare hero, and I am pleased to present her to you today.
And that concludes our celebration of the Westchester Magazine Healthcare Heroes 2020. Once again, congratulations to all our honorees, and a very heartfelt thanks to our sponsors for this year's event. Atria Senior Living, Burke Rehabilitation Hospital, Spear Physical Therapy, Westchester Talk Radio, and White Plains Hospital. I would like to acknowledge our judges once again because without them, this event would not be possible. Also, special thanks to County Executive George Latimer, Dr. Shirlita Amler, all of those who contributed videos to this event, and to Enormous Creative, who produced this event for us. Thanks to all of you who joined us here today. For those who would like to rewatch the ceremony or share it with family, friends, or colleagues, a recording will be available on our website and Facebook page. Be well, stay safe, and we at Westchester Magazine look forward to seeing you next year, live and in person.